So today we're going to be talking about how drinking more water can actually change your life. Let's talk about it. What's up everybody, welcome back to the XVLN Hideout. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you've never been here before, we are on the first episode of a brand new series we started called The Healthy Gamer. A series where we try to connect the dots of health and gaming or content creation and show that they actually can be achieved at the same time. We don't have to forsake gaming and creating content if we want to be super healthy, and we can also still be super healthy while pursuing these things. And so in this channel we're going to be talking about a bunch of different things, including like recipes, fitness plans, healthier habits. I mean, so many other things we're going to be talking about to try to mesh them together and get that perfect mix so that you guys can be healthier gamers. If you feel like you vibe with that and you want to see more of this series on being a healthier gamer, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell to be notified when more videos go live. And it would really help the channel out if you would give this video a like if you like it. So let's get into this video. I'm gonna say something and it's a little bit controversial, but it's the truth. We could all be drinking more water. And I know some of you back there behind the screen right now are thinking, I drink a lot of water, I don't know what he's talking about, but we could all, including myself, and you guys know I drink a lot of water on stream, we could all be drinking more water. Now, I'm not talking about buying a Hydro Flask or one of the other brands of Hydro Flask, right? And putting a bunch of cool stickers on it and be like, oh guys, look at my water bottle, it's so cool, and put it like as a peripheral on your desk, in your stream setup. It's just chilling in the background with the same water you've had in it for 3 years because you've never drank the water. I'm talking about actually, you can do all that, but get the water bottle, drink it, refill it, drink it again, and keep it up until you actually see some noticeable changes in your life from being hydrated. And this is my water bottle, by the way, which everybody on stream calls a fire hydrant, and they're always wondering why I'm drinking out of a fire hydrant. And I got, you know what I'm saying? I got some cool stickers on there. We got some, ooh, we got the little doggy. That's my dog right there. That's Lenore. Oh, it's the baby. Anyways, this is my water bottle. Wow, I feel stronger already. Let's think about it like this. Water is like the oil for a car and your body is the vehicle. Does that make sense? So this is what happens. And if you didn't know, cars need oil. And that's why you get the oil changed, because the oil is only good for a certain amount of miles depending on the vehicle and depending on the oil you get, right? And so it's only good for a certain amount of miles. You need to get it changed, and you need to get it changed with clean oil. You don't want to get it changed with dirty oil. And actually, as the oil sits in the car longer, it gets dirtier. And that's because of a filtering process that is happening in your car, much like water and your kidneys filtering the water through your body. And so what happens is when your car, it doesn't get the oil changed and you just skip it and you skip it, things start to happen in the car that would have never happened before. Your car will eventually break down. Let's not go into all the details of what will happen, but your car will eventually break down, it will stop working, and you will see little signs along the way that your car isn't working how it's supposed to or how it used to. And so because of the oil being dirty, so like for us, let's just say the dirty oil is us eating things that aren't good for our bodies. So we're snacking on a bunch of processed foods that are high in sodium, high in fat, all of these different things that we're doing, we're not really helping out the fact that we're dehydrated. And so we're not drinking a water, right? We're drinking soda, we're not drinking a water, we're drinking a soda, we're drinking a Rockstar, we're drinking a coffee, we're drinking a tea. So we're not drinking water like we're supposed to. We're drinking coffee, we're drinking tea, we're drinking energy drinks, we're drinking soda, we're drinking all of these other things that might have water in them, but we're not drinking actual, just pure water, which we need. And we need a lot of it, a lot more at least than what we're drinking. And so that is the metaphor, because I feel like that's the easiest to understand. So what's gonna happen is if we're dehydrated, things start to break down in our body and bad things start to happen, which makes us feel terrible. Now, if you don't feel good physically, a lot of times you're not gonna feel good emotionally and you're not gonna feel good mentally, which plays a role in dehydration, also playing a role in mental health, which is also what I wanted to talk about today with being dehydrated. Real quickly, let's just talk about some of the things that water does for our bodies to get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Water carries nutrients and oxygen to our cells. It flushes bacteria from our bladders. It aids in digestion. It prevents constipation, normalizes blood pressure, stabilizes the heartbeat, cushions our joints, protects organs and tissues, regulates body temperature, and maintains electrolyte and sodium balance. And these are just some major things that literally happen directly correlated to drinking water. Dude, that's crazy. Even knowing it, it's just like more crazy. Like, I'm getting thirsty right now just thinking about it because I feel like my body is just so thirsty right now. It's not like if you don't drink enough water, you're gonna get a headache once a week. You know what I mean? Like, this is some big stuff we're talking about here. Like, depending on how much water we drink, it's literally affecting our mental health and our physical health just because we're dehydrated. It's crazy, man. The first way that dehydration affects the way we think and affects our brain is what happens is dehydration slows circulation, causing lower blood pressure, lowering the blood flow. And if we lower the blood flow, it means less oxygen is getting to different parts of our bodies, including the brain. So it's directly affecting our mental state by being dehydrated. Talk about something real quick that was posted in the Journal of Biological Chemistry by H.H. Mitchell. Now, it says the brain and heart are composed of 73% water, the lungs are about 83% water, and skin contains 64% water, while muscles and kidneys are 79% water. Even the bones are a bit watery at 31%, generalizing that the body in total is about 60% water. That is over half, which means that when we're depleted in those storages, it's going to affect our body since we have so much of our body composed of water. I know we're talking about mild dehydration. Now, there's a lot of studies still being done about mild dehydration. I don't want you, like I said, take all of this stuff as fact. I want you guys to research yourselves, but there is a lot of studies showing that mild dehydration alters our mental state. And so with that being said, one thing that is a definite thing, so even though these studies are being done right now, one thing that is for sure is that dehydration lets our body know that something else is wrong, that something else is happening. And a lot of that times it's saying, hey, I'm really thirsty, I would like some more water so that the rest of the functions in this body can work properly, because if it doesn't, more things are gonna continue to happen. And let's talk about real quick the other things that continue to happen with dehydration. So as dehydration continues, you get into things like a coma, delirium, unconsciousness, that your cognitive ability is completely starting to diminish. Now, I know that this is like severe dehydration, but a lot of people, a lot more than you think, are actually dehydrated. Now, we don't know what level these people, it's probably all different. It could be mild, could be some severe, probably not too severe unless you're like literally starving and completely like not getting any water at all. But it's good to note, the reason why I'm telling you how this works is because it's showing that as we continue to not drink water, as we continue to be dehydrated, it gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse, which means you begin to feel worse and worse and worse. You guys get the picture. You guys might be asking why I bring up this issue to such an extreme. And I was contemplating how deep I really wanted to get into drinking water, but I wanted to be as honest as possible with you guys. And I think that there's a lot of issues that are, we're trying to figure out like what to do in these situations. And I think that there's a lot of people that have tried everything else. And this is a very underrated solution, is drinking water. And I get it. I think that drinking water is like one of those things that, and I'm talking about the old me as well, it's one of those things where we say we're doing it, but deep down we know we're not actually doing it. Like, oh yeah, I drink tons of water. I love water actually. I love the way it tastes. And we say all these things that make us feel better. But the thing is we're still going through things in our body that we can't explain. And it could be directly correlated. Now, am I saying drinking more water is going to cure your depression? No, that's probably not gonna happen just by drinking water. I mean, it could, it totally could, especially if you stay consistent with it, but I'm not saying that's a cure for everything. I will say that a combination of things, from me being in that state where I felt like really depressed, in a state where I didn't want to get out of bed, a state where I felt super discouraged, where I felt like nobody understood me, where I was very isolated. There was a few times in my life where I felt really down. And I will definitely say that in changing my diet, getting out, whether it's going to the gym or running or biking outside, and drinking an adequate amount of water helped me a ton, if not completely cured what I was going through over time of doing it consistently. And I just think that we need to give this a real shot. I think that this whole drinking water thing is super underrated, and we need to actually give it a real chance. Like, actually drink the amount of water we tell people that we're drinking, or we think in our heads that we're drinking when we're really not. And a long time ago is when the 8 for 8 thing was put out there, right? Drink 8 glasses of water and that's all you need to drink. And it really depends on, you know, the climate you live in. If we really break it down by your weight, by your age, there's a lot of different factors that talk about how much water should I be drinking. And I would say that's the probably most common question. Whenever I talk about drinking more water, people are like, well, how much water should I be drinking then, bro? Huh? You want to talk about water? How much should I be drinking? Now, we could sit down and calculate everyone differently, but I would definitely say that the baseline is like 64 ounces, which is the 8 by 8 rule, right? It's 8 times 8. So it's 8 glasses of water at 8 ounces, which comes up to 64 ounces of water, which is half a gallon. A gallon is 128 ounces. So I would say that that is pretty much the baseline, but if you don't drink water on a normal basis, that's hard to do. And even as someone who drinks water all the time, I wouldn't be able to tell you right now that I every single day drink at least 64 ounces. I want to say that I for sure do, but I won't know until I track it, until I log it, until I really figure out how much water am I actually drinking. And that's why these big water bottles, like the one that I showed you earlier, are so beneficial, because I can fill this up in the morning and I know when it's empty, I drank 64 ounces. This is actually a half gallon right here. So if I drink 2 of these, it's a gallon. And so whatever you get, so if you get a 40 ounce, you drink 1.5, you know you're at 60 ounces, right? So it makes it very easy to track your water intake instead of getting like plastic water bottles, which first of all are terrible for the planet. That's a whole nother conversation. But second of all, you always lose track of how many small plastic bottles you've drank. After you've drank 2, you're like, wait, did I drink 2? Did I drink 3? I probably drank 3. You always give yourself like the higher estimation, right? I probably drank, you know what? I woke up early, I probably drank 4. And before you know it, you're at 7 bottles of water and you really only drank 2. And that is only gonna negatively affect you because it's false. Now, also, for those of you trying to work the system and fill these things, you have them on stream, but you fill it up with soda, you're only fooling yourself, because soda is gonna be terrible for you to drink out of this. A half gallon of soda is gonna be bad. Now, we don't know that it's soda, but your body knows that it's soda, and if you're feeling terrible, that's probably why. And it also probably depends on the soda. Now, if it's Dr. Pepper, no, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I kind of rambled right there, but I just wanted to let you guys know how important drinking more water is. Many of you are still gonna watch this and dismiss it and say, he doesn't know what he's talking about, it has nothing to do with my mental health. And then there's gonna be some of you that say, oh, I drink plenty of water. But I would argue that most likely you still probably don't drink enough. And unless you're like super healthy and on top of your macros and on top of everything else in your life and you are just so perfect, you probably don't drink enough water. Don't be offended, just drink more water. Lastly, I wanna leave you guys with something that I found that Cornell Medical Center put out saying, now I live in the States, and I know that that is a common stereotype when you live in the States. It's like you go to the beach, you eat lots of cheeseburgers, and you're fat. And sadly, that's not too far from the truth, because our obesity rate in America is very, very high. But like I said, that's a completely different topic. But I will say that this Cornell Medical Center put out something saying that 75% that they found in studies are known to be chronically dehydrated. That number is huge, guys. That's 25%, 25%, 25%. This is 100%. This is how much of that 100% are chronically dehydrated. That is ridiculous. That is crazy. And we have to think about too, like, as this dehydration has been growing, I mean, poor mental state and poor mental health has also been growing. Now, like I said, hold up, before you dismiss me, before you unsubscribe, I am not saying that this is the only solo direct correlation that links to bad mental health, but I am saying that I do think it contributes more than we are letting on and knowing about. And I think that that's why we are doing more studies to try to figure this out, because I think that drinking water plays a bigger role in a happy life than we think. So in turn, let's get healthier, let's get happier, and let's drink more water. Thank you guys for being here for another video. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of the Healthy Gamer series. If this video helped you in any way, go ahead and leave a like on the video. It would go a long way for the channel. And also feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and hit the little bell if you want to be notified when more videos for the Healthy Gamer series go live. Also stream on Twitch Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. So be sure to stop by and come hang out. It would be an amazing time. We can talk about whatever you want. And yeah, I know that you'll have fun. Now, the only issue with my stream right now is the time. I don't know if I'm gonna stick to morning streams or night streams, so just be sure to check Twitter and Discord. All the links that you'll need will be down below, and we'll figure out what schedule I'm gonna actually stick to. Healthy, happy, intentional. I hope you guys are very blessed. I hope you have an amazing night or day, depending on where you're at in the world, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.